Hey everyone, it's Fentony. We have some updates for Fantastic Beasts 3. The Warner Brothers CEO has talked about low box office results for Crimes of Grindelwald and their plans for Fantastic Beasts 3. He said the second film didn't perform as well as the first, but I think we know what we need to do to get the third film hopefully even better than the first. And J K Rowling is really working hard now on that script, and we're going to get it right. She has an incredible vision of where she wants to go with this, and that is incredibly exciting. The hardest part of the franchise is you have a big core fan base. That fan base really knows the lore and they want to go deep in with these characters. But what you don't want is to intimidate people. You want to be able to create a standalone movie that's enjoyable for someone who isn't steeped into the lore. So I completely understand what he's saying here. Crimes of Grindelwald didn't do as well as Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Crimes of Grindelwald made $653 million, whilst the first film made $814. And if you want to compare that to Harry Potter, the last Harry Potter film, Deathly Hallows Part 2, made $1.3 billion. The first film was very different than Harry Potter. It was kind of new and completely fresh. Warner Brothers probably thought Crimes of Grindelwald would make more than the first film, especially with all the callbacks to Harry Potter. You've got Hogwarts, you've got Dumbledore, and Jude Law's Albus Dumbledore was hyped up big time, and I think it lived up to the hype. Crimes of Grindelwald has big issues, but some people wrote it off long before the film was even released. It has its issues and I've discussed it so many times. Basically, Crimes of Grindelwald is a big bloated film, maybe too much going on, too many new characters, and it doesn't feel like a film, more like a first act of a film. You know, it's setting up Fantastic Beasts 3, it ends on a cliffhanger of who Credence is, and it introduces all these new characters, but apart from that, it really doesn't do much, it's only setting up the future. Which isn't really an issue if you think about it, because, you know, this series needs to be set up, but like the Warner Brothers CEO says, you need a standalone movie. It's like in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, that's a standalone movie, and it's setting up the Deathly Hallows, but it's able to stand on its own. It's got its own story, and it concentrates on that, as well as setting up the future. Crimes of Grindelwald just didn't do that, it was just looking to the future, and it looks like Warner Brothers are picking up on this, they're addressing it now, and it looks like the studio wants to continue with J K Rowling's vision, but they want the next film, and film 4 and 5 to be able to stand on their own. I'm not saying every single film in the Wizarding world needs to start fresh and be able to start on its own, you know, it needs to spend 20-30 minutes introducing everyone all over again. You know, Harry Potter never done that, but I do agree that the third film has to be able to stand on its own. It just can't be the second act of the next one. Obviously when you're doing a massive franchise like this, all the films are going to be connected. It's like with Marvel's Infinity War, you know, you can't go into that film and introduce every single character again, because there's been so many films, you know, 10 years worth of films in the past to build up to that. Even though it sets up Avengers 4, it's still able to be watched on its own. And it also looks like Warner Brothers are trying to focus in on the casual fans. You know, the Warner Brothers CEO says, you know, the lore is so massive and all the hardcore fans love it, but the casual fans can get intimidated and maybe a bit lost. But there's also issues with the hardcore fans as well. A lot of them are complaining about retcons and supposed plot holes. Honestly, I'm not going to talk about it too much because I've done it so much in the past. Crimes of Grindelwald is not a perfect film, it's not a perfect Harry Potter film, it's not a perfect Wizarding World film, but it's still enjoyable. I love Jude Law's Albus Dumbledore, I love Johnny Depp's Gellert Grindelwald, I can't wait for the future. I can't wait for Fantastic Beasts 3. Remember, it looks like Fantastic Beasts 3 is going to be set in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro. It has been reported that J K Rowling's finished the script, but it looks like she's maybe tweaking it a little bit, maybe rewriting it a bit, you know, to try and make it stand on its own. The filming is delayed, it was meant to start in the summer, but it has been pushed back till the fall, autumn time. It looks to be based around the fact that Warner Brothers don't want to rush this, but maybe if J K Rowling's going back and working on the script, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Dan Fogler, who plays Jacob Kowalski, says the third film is going to be bigger than the first two combined, but then again he did say he's not actually had the script yet, so how does he really know that? He's probably just hyping the film up. And there's also talk about the third film being delayed. Originally it was scheduled for November 20, 2020, but another Warner Brothers film has taken that slot, so it's unlikely Warner Brothers are going to release two massive films at the same time. And if the filming is delayed and they're trying to make it, you know, not as rushed, I don't think they're going to try and hit the original date of November 2020, maybe around the summertime. I'm not really clued up on all the other films that are coming out in the summer that year. Obviously all these movie studios are very clever and they're competing with each other. They're not going to release all their big stuff at once, but I'm sure the future is very bright for the Wizarding World. Don't panic. But I want to hear what you think. Did you enjoy the Crimes of Grindelwald after seeing it again? What are your hopes for Fantastic Beasts 3 and beyond? Remember, 3 more films to go, 5 films. Obviously the box office results matter big time. Even a franchise like Harry Potter is not 100% safe from cancellations, but I think that's out of the question for now. But I think the box office for Fantastic Beasts 3 is going to be extremely important. I think that has to make more money than Crimes of Grindelwald, or we might be in a bit of trouble. But I don't think the series is going to get cancelled. Don't start spreading rumours like that. Even if there's a delay, it's delayed because they're trying to get a better film. Obviously it's quite quiet on the Fantastic Beasts news front, and because the film has been pushed back a bit, I'm obviously not going to be making as many videos in the first half of this year, but if you guys have got any Harry Potter Fantastic Beasts video requests, just please let me know. Once we start hearing more about the film and if there's any breaking news, I will make a video, so make sure you subscribe. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.